Hello, everybody. I'm coming here now just to talk to you about some things because it's been last time I did something on this particular topic, it was probably about a year ago. So I'm coming to you today talking about my expectations of the community, part 2, so that when you see certain things happening or not happening, I can explain to you why they're happening. First thing first, I was going to apologize for not being able to make it to West Coast War Zone, but I just got back from Mississippi after visiting my aunt. And, it was just, I would have had to leave that day. The very day I came back, I would have had to leave to go on that ticket. So I'm going to have to reuse the Greyhound bus ticket for something else. And, they were expecting me to go to Cedar Juarez because El Paso was one of my stops there. But, that didn't happen. So I'm just here focusing on my next project. And, I'm just going to move on from there. And at the same time, I'm resting up because, I appreciate all the tournament invitations and everything. But I need time to rest up, too. And like I said, I was telling Deli Rib Neo on the phone, it's like, what games am I playing right now? Not many at all. I'm playing a couple of games every now and then, but I need time to rest up like anybody else to recuperate and come back fresh, whenever it's time to go again. So in the meantime, if y'all recall, I did a thing called Dark Geese's Expectations of the Community about a year ago. I think it's time to revisit that again because there are some things that are going on that I think I need to talk about. And first and foremost, when I did make that video, I was talking to people about how I'm not seeing the type of progress that I was hoping to see. How people are expecting us to get competitive, being real competitive for SBO and that type of level of skill. Overall, I can't say I'm seeing that. It goes back to the same thing. The only people I can really give credit to are the people on the West Coast. The West Coast are the ones that are, being the most serious. They're the most serious about the games. They're the ones that I can say, wow, okay, they're not dabblers. They're the ones putting the most time into the games. They're the ones, being innovators. They're the ones that are, going up there with me, I think we can, innovate these games and, play at a very high level. They're the ones I'm seeing. And whenever I came up with this last year, I remember saying to y'all that, it just doesn't seem like people are, playing this thing seriously. It seems like I'm, dealing with a bunch of dabblers. And no offense to anyone if you are a dabbler, I understand. But for, someone like me, I'm very serious. I put a lot of time into these things. And thus, because of that, if you're a dabbler, I really don't want to play with you that much. Because I'm wasting my time. And that's what I feel like, to a degree in a certain area right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm wasting my time going to all these other tournaments right now when I'm being confronted by a very low level of play. Still, to put it in perspective, y'all have to understand, in Cedar Juarez, the top 2 games right now are King of 2002 Neo Geo, still, and KOF 11. And I'll talk to people, and like in Juarez is one of the places in Mexico where 2002 Neo Geo just is still alive. People are not getting tired of it. Even though, you got people that, like Beto and are getting tired of it. And Cedar Juarez 2002 is going strong. Like, people are still do not get tired of that game. So 2002 Neo Geo is still the strongest game in Cedar Juarez. KOF 11 is right behind it though. KOF 11 is very strong, as you should have seen by those ranking battles in Cedar Juarez. KOF 11 is very, very strong. And of course, with my next project, which I've given y'all a sneak peek after Evo, and then I took it down for it, and then sneak peek again, something I have going on very soon, and so I'm wearing the shirt just as extra promotion. But yeah, as I was saying, the Cedar Juarez, you have those two games are very competitive, and because of that, every time when I go to Juarez to level up and get better, in KOF 11 for example, I come back 10 to 15 times better on average. And thus, by seeing that, by me coming back 10 to 15 times better, like right now, I'm about 10 to 15 times better in KOF 11. I'm able to determine whether people are progressing in the game or not. And keep in mind, 11 has been around for what? 4 years now? 3-4 years now? So I can tell if people in America are progressing or not. And, for the most part, it just doesn't seem like people are progressing. It just seems like people, the people that are out there that are, gotten to a certain level of skill, like from the West Coast, etc., they can just take it easy and beat people with their, not play for the game for a year and then still beat most of you. It's disheartening, like I said before, because it seems like the only people, that are progressing besides, me really, are the people on the West Coast. And that's a shame because when I discussed this a year ago, the main thing I said was I wasn't going to start wasting keep wasting my time going to all these other places. And unfortunately, guys, the time has arrived because of all these other projects I have going on, and because of and I'm talking about, these projects are very, very big. They're very, very big projects I have going on that I'm not privy to say right now. Because of some of these big projects that are going on, I have to spend time with those. And and the second thing is that these people that I'm spending this time with, these projects these are people that play these games seriously. These are people that play these games competitively. These are people that I have to actually, play my best on. I mean, it's sad. Like I say, the only place where I can get competition in America is the West Coast. The West Coast is the only place I can get competition. And why is it? And why is that? That's because they're actually becoming innovators of the game like me. That's because they're not dabblers in the game like me. They're doing things I do, and they're going further with that. But, look at me. I have no competition, but I'm not letting that stop me. I'm not letting that stop me at all. I don't have anybody that, around my level around here in these SNK games. But I do not let that stop me from improving. And that's the thing. I mean, even you people that you're saying, well, I have no competition. Well, okay, what are you going to do? What are you doing to get better? Look, what are you doing to get better? Are you really that dedicated to getting better? Because if you are, you'll do what it takes to get better. So, I'm tired of hearing all these excuses. I'm tired of hearing it. And I'm tired of going to these tournaments, all these other tournaments, and seeing the level of play just being extremely low. So, the time has come, unfortunately, when I'm going to tell y'all right now, and you can see it, that not only am you not going to see me that much, I'll be on, these other sites from time to time, but you're not going to see me around in these other tournaments too much. I might drop into these tournaments every now and then, but I'm just not seeing y'all raise your level up at all. I'm just not seeing it. So, it just doesn't. And, when you get to my point, guys, it's like, when you've won as many tournaments as I've won, winning tournaments loses its value, luster to a degree. It has to be extra motivation. When you win 30 plus tournaments, almost 50 something tournaments, what, just to go add another notch in your belt by winning a tournament, that does nothing. Let's just be honest, it doesn't do that much. So, I'm more about the competition. The older I get and the more I'm playing these games, the more I'm getting about the competition. And that's what I'm talking to y'all. It's competition to me. So, compare winning, nearly 50-something tournaments in America, winning in 3 years in America.
And you see where the area I'm going to be focusing at most of the time. And that's my point. I hate to say it, but y'all are just going to see me focusing really on the, if any in America, it's going to be the West Coast tournaments, and really my own tournaments, and I'll be dropping around the final round every now and then because Larry does a good job, and the community supports him, and that's why I'm gonna be at final round. But otherwise, like I say, the competition is just not progressing to where I see it as. Like for example, no offense, but Darren Neal was telling me about, he's like, oh, did you hear about what happened in North Carolina about Cage Strike lost? And to me, I was like, so I'm like, no offense, but I don't care because. I know where their hearts are, and it's no offense, not starting anything, but I know those people that are just playing KOF 12 for fun. They're not playing it. They're not serious about it. They're not serious about the game. I know that. So for me, it's like I don't see. Like as I told you, I don't like to spend time with people who aren't playing the game seriously, and that's what I'm telling y'all. So they're playing at their East Coast. They're having fun playing KOF 12, but their hearts on other games. I don't want to, spend my time with that. That's a waste of my time. I can't, I'm not able to get better. I'm not able to have much fun. It's almost as I'm doing stuff for other people. Like before, it's like people are just going there to play me, and that's no fun. That gets tiring after a while. It gets tiring after a while. It's like you give, and you get very little in return. And that's what y'all gotta understand. So when y'all keep asking me all this stuff, coming to these other tournaments and doing this other stuff, you gotta understand why sometimes I'm gonna tell you no, and it's just gonna be firm no. Why I'm not coming. But I thought you loved going to these tournaments. I do, but at the same time, it's starting to wear on me because I don't feel like I'm getting much out of it. I don't feel like I'm getting much out of it. So I have to go to these other, I'm having going to Mexico, then I'm going to any of these tournaments in America. Sans Evo. And even then I feel like when I'm, these tournaments in Mexico, they're higher level then. So it's like, wow, where do I need to be spending my time at more? The people that are going to, improve and show progress, or the people that are going to just waste my time and dabble and keep asking me to come to these, fly 3,000 miles or 300 miles to these other tournaments. I think I'm gonna spend my time with people that are gonna, take this stuff seriously, and that's really what I'm trying to say, guys. And since it's about 10 minutes, let me cut it off and